Good afternoon. This is Gail Anderson, and I call this Mentoring Moments for Moms. Catching me in between a couple of appointments here, so I just wanted to be able to get on, talk a little bit more about traditions as we have been the last few weeks. It's very interesting for the Anderson family. Our family nights, which started back in probably 1983, were a result of family nights that we had around Christmas time. Really cool. I had heard this idea about having one night a week during Christmas to actually separate yourselves as a family and do something special for the holidays. And that very much increased the value of our Christmas together. It was wonderful, kind of like the Advent type thing. So we would take one Thursday night before Christmas and have dinner in the dining room and do some special things. We may have talked about this a little, but I'm going to give you some specific ideas today. After that time of celebrating every week before Christmas, we decided it was so much fun that we continued to do it starting after the new year, and that's how our family nights evolved. Way before other people were actually doing that, I think. So for Christmas family nights, we like to take one Thursday night and do some kind of Christmas craft. And that might even include making some cards for some people, or gifts if we were making gifts for family members, extended family members, things like that. Another thing was to go light looking. My husband would always scope out the lights. And I'm sure everyone does this today. You take a night where you're going out to the coolest places in town, you're looking at the lights, you're enjoying it, you've got snacks in the car, you've got hot cocoa, and everyone's loving it. These days they have such cool things because they have where you can listen on your radio to the songs, and the light show on the house actually goes with the song. Those are few and far between, but I know we have them here in Tulsa, and they are a blast to watch. Another thing we did, especially since we were homeschooling and our kids were involved in music lessons, we took one of those family nights to actually make a Christmas program for our grandmas and grandpas who lived way out of town. We were up in Wisconsin, very far, 20 hours either way from either family. And so our grandparents absolutely loved it when we would record a show. It was for my grandparents as well as the kids' grandparents. So we would do readings, we would sing Christmas carols, kids would play the piano or guitar, you know, kind of a performance type thing. We had an actual step-by-step what was going to happen in the program, and it was awesome. Poems that the kids would write. It was just really cool. Talk about what Christmas meant to them. Back then, we were using videotapes, so we would send those to the grandparents, and then every year they would send them back before Christmas, and we would record the next year on there. So they had one special tape. So that was really fun, and I'm sure lots of you do stuff like that. And watching Christmas movies. What are your favorite movies to watch during the holidays? Have a couple that are just ones you watch as a family every single year that you love. You know, whether that be Santa Claus, or, you know, for us, it was It's a Wonderful Life and White Christmas. Those were amazing. So every year we would take time. Miracle on 34th Street. Wonderful, Laura. Man, that's awesome. And of course there's Polar Express and other things like that. Man, I actually heard of a family that one of the things they did before Christmas was watch Polar Express as a family. And then they would actually, after the kids went to bed, they would wake them up with tickets to the Polar Express. And so the kids would get up in their pajamas, get in the car, and they would go on an outing, looking at lights or doing something in, you know, just a continuation of the movie Polar Express. Yes, use your creativity. I mean, my ideas are so... they're just things that became special to us, but you can take those ideas and go all over yourselves. I don't happen to be the most creative person, so I love hearing from all of you and hearing what you're doing. When we talked about the Elf on the Shelf, which was a couple weeks ago, I actually had a couple girls write in. There is something called Shepherd on the Way or something like that, where you can actually go through and have the shepherd all these days before Christmas searching for Jesus and then finding him on Christmas Day. Or there's one on Away in the Manger. Just Google those and get ideas from that. So another thing that we love doing, especially on Christmas Eve, was watching the videos of our past Christmases. My husband would always set up the video camera and have everybody opening gifts and have that whole Christmas morning on video. So I would have the specific spot queued up so we could watch several past Christmases together. And it's so fun watching the kids' reaction, what the big gifts were, and what everybody said to each other, and just how different they are as they grow. Very, very cool. So one other tradition I want to talk about before I sign off today is our Christmas Eve tradition. Since we were pastors and we always had a Christmas Eve service, which made that night very different for us. We actually had just a quick half a sandwich or something after nap time and then got ready and went to our Christmas Eve service. When we got home at 7 or 7:30, I would have certain foods as snack foods that we would eat in the living room. And it was always on this crazy red check sleeping bag that the inside was flannel. And we always used that on Christmas Eve just for spills and everything. We'd have the sparkling juice and use our crystal glasses and our china. And we had our baked goods, we had cheese and crackers and sausage, we had fruit, we had veggies and dip, all those type of things. And that became a really special thing that I think almost all of our adult kids carry on with their families. And of course we still do because we love it. So write me, my email is in the profile. I'd like to hear some of your ideas. Love to be able to share that with others who are watching. And I know everyone's busy, so a lot of you are probably catching this on the fly, on the replay. Good for you. Thanks for watching. And I appreciate you spreading the word, letting people know what we're doing and just encouraging moms, talking to different moms, and letting them know how to be a mom, how to carry out, how to keep encouraged in your job as a mom. So bless you all. Have a wonderful Christmas. I'm sure I'll be on later this week, but have a great day. Thank you.